Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, how are you? My name is Gina and thank you so much for joining us here. Hope you like it here and I hope you stick around. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. So today's video, we are going to be talking all about the African violet. This has been actually requested I feel like a lot lately. I don't know if it's the same person requesting this video or if it's all different people, but at any rate, that is what we're going to do today, talking about African violets. So you've asked to see my collection. I will share with you my collection. A lot of them are right behind me here. We are in my kitchen breakfast area, which is where the majority of them live, and then I also have some in my office, and we'll be going in there to see those. So I believe the most recent one, also asked for care tips. Now, I feel like it wasn't that long ago that I did a care tip for African violet plants. So I will link to that video in the description. Also, I have a whole playlist about African violets where you will find everything, including this video, in that playlist. So yeah, we'll talk a little bit about care, but not a whole lot. We won't like really delve into it too deep, but a little bit. Okay, so let me grab the first one. Okay, so I guess I will grab my current favorite African violet in my collection, and this here is the Sunny Salmon. Isn't it beautiful? It is a variegated leaf. And the thing I like about this one is the variegation is in the center of the plant, mostly. Like you see here, there's very light variegation just on the edges here. But in the center, you're gonna find your super variegated leaves. Like here, this one, it doesn't have anything. This one doesn't have anything. This one, maybe slightly, yeah. The outer edges are mostly green leaves, but the inside is this stunning, it's perfect. It's like the perfect plant in my opinion. I don't know, it's my favorite. It is definitely my favorite right now. Someone asked me if I'm going to be selling this one in my shop, and the answer is eventually, possibly. I would love to be able to offer this to you guys. I have two of these. This is my other one. Yeah, I just haven't propagated it yet. You know what? I take that back. So the other day, was it yesterday? I was watering things, and when I go to water things, I will go through and I will pick off, like, see this bloom right here, blooms that are starting to fade. I'll just go through and pick them off, and I'll look for like, oh, here's one I missed, like dead leaves here at the bottom. Pick that stuff out. And when I was removing one of the flower stem petioles here, so you see here on the end of this flower stem, there's some leaves. So you can propagate African violets from one of these flower stems, which is what I did, or you can propagate from a leaf, or you can propagate by separating the plants. But anyway, so let me show you. I just did this. It's those leaves, like what you saw here. It's like these leaves here. So I just potted those up. This used to be a flower stem. So we'll see how it goes. This is actually the first time I'm propagating from a flower stem. Just never have done it in the past. I did it as a self-watering system here. So cute, isn't it? Adorable. It's just like a regular old pot. And then this is just like a shot glass that I got on Amazon, plastic. That's my reservoir. And then I put wicking string that I bought on Amazon at the bottom in the pot, in this nursery pot, and I'm growing it out. We'll see how it goes. So yeah, that's Sunny Salmon. So eventually this might be in my shop, if it all goes well. I haven't really sold too many African violets in my shop just because they're so delicate. They easily break, like the leaves are, they're just kind of difficult to ship in my experience and in my opinion. But anyway, maybe I'll get more brave and I'll offer them more for you guys. We'll see. Anyway, so these are sunny salmon. They're just beautiful, beautiful plants, a beautiful variety of African violet. And I'm gonna leave them right here. We'll leave them in the frame with us. I should have done that to begin with. Now, some of my African violets are not currently in bloom. So I can still show them to you, even if they don't have flowers. I suppose it's not as exciting, especially if they don't even have variegated leaves. But this one here is called the Dark Night of the Soul. This isn't that pretty? Just a deep purple. There's actually multiple plants in this. Actually, this might be one that is trailing, possibly. Some of these that just they get multiple plants in the pot. I think that it's mostly like trailing varieties that do this. I have one other that I know of for sure. This might be, I don't know. I'll put on the screen if I discover that it is. Or maybe it just needs a separation. It's just totally overgrown, but it's beautiful. It has the nice variegation on the leaves, different from sunny salmon, where the variegation is mostly in the center on this one. This one is like all throughout the leaves. This leaf, is that one a green leaf? No, it still has a little bit on the tips of variegation. This is not a miniature, it is a semi-miniature. That is what this one is considered. So you have miniature, which I will show you miniature, semi-miniature, and standard. These are standard. Sunny salmon is a standard. And then I think there is even one more. I don't know, is it called jumbo or something like that? I'm not sure. I'm not an expert on African violets. I'm just a big, big fan of the plants because I do love a flowering plant. So that is Dark Night of the Soul. And then next to that one on the shelf, I still have my little sticky trap in this one. I've been leaving them in there because it's a great way to monitor for, well, not just fungus gnats, but for thrips, like flower thrips. I have to get my magnifying glass to be able to see if I can actually, because I do see some specks on here and I'm not sure if that's thrips or if it's just like dirt. It's hard to say. I have to get my magnifying glass to get in there close to see, and this is also an old sticky trap, so these could be old bugs, but it's a good way. Sticky traps are a good way to monitor the thrip situation in your collection because thrips are attracted to these sticky traps and they will get stuck on them. And I'm gonna go grab I'm curious. I'm gonna grab my magnifying glass because I want to see what these two things are. I'm curious. Okay, I think it was just dirt, but couldn't really tell for sure, but I got a fresh one for this plant, so yeah. We'll see. I'll see if what all I catch. If it's thrips or if it is just dirt. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I don't have my good magnifying glass. I just have this one. And I have a smaller one that it's like easier for me to get close in there to see what it is. And I don't know where it is. I can't find it. So yeah, I'll have to look later, I guess. And anyway, okay, next up, this is the Frosty Cherry, which is one of my very favorites. It is a pinkish, magenta-ish flower, and then it does have some white in it, so that's where the frosty comes from. The cherry and the frosty, it's a very pretty combination. You can really see more, like this is the underside of the flower. There's a lot of white there. Some of them, I do have another one of these, and it'll pop out more white than what you see here, but anyway, I love this one. This has always been a favorite of mine. All of these are in self-watering, by the way, self-watering pots. I have found it to be the best way to keep these plants. Now, again, some of these are not in bloom, so I'm probably not going to show you if they're not in bloom. However, I am going to show you this one because, and it's not in bloom. Well, it's very nearly in bloom. You see right here, there are some blooms that are going to be coming out. This is my Lady Luck. This is an heirloom African violet that I was given a leaf cutting from my mother-in-law, and I've struggled with this one. I have multiple propagations of this one now, and this is the best, except for like when I first got it. It did really great, and then I think it got thrips. I think that's what it was. And then so it struggled, and now I think we're good. I think it's all good. This one gets a really pretty pink flower that I love. And so I have this one. Yeah, that one's gonna bloom. Also another one of the same variety, Lady Luck, which is even closer to blooming right here. See that? It's just a really pretty pink. Love that one. Just love it. So excited about this. And then I do have one more that of this one. I'll probably keep all of these, so don't ask me if these are gonna be in my shop. This is that self-watering situation I did with this one also. But don't ask me if these are gonna be in my shop, because most likely, no. Since I struggle with this one, I like to have a few backups of it. Okay, so since this is a African violet collection video, I'm just gonna show you all of them, even if there's no flowers, because this is my collection, and they are not always in bloom. They are getting close, like right there. You see right there? I probably should have waited another week to do this one. They're probably in a week, they'll all be in bloom, all these that you're seeing here. But anyway, Carolina's Elegant Affair. I'll put a picture, I guess. Oh, this one gets really pretty pink flowers. Love this one. I actually have two. This is the other one. I had to, I don't know. I think what it was is I had to divide it. I think these are divided. So this was one big plant, and it just, that just happens sometimes. You get suckers on them. Suckers are just new plants that start growing at the base of your existing plant. It's just part of maintenance of taking care of African violets. It's not just I mean, it can be. You just set it and forget it in a self-watering pot. Don't forget to fertilize or you won't get flowers, most likely. But if you want them to look good, separate them. Separate those, remove the suckers. You know, you can grow a new plant from that, or you can toss it, or you can, you know, share it with your friends or whatever. But African violets are just very interesting plants. Not low maintenance by any means, but so that was Carolina's Elegant Affair. And then this one is a No ID, not currently in bloom, just a nice green leaf, but it gets a pretty purple and white. Purple and white? Yeah, it's purple and white. Yeah, and this one does have some flowers that will be popping out probably in a couple of weeks. Again, I should have waited, but oh well, what are you gonna do, right? You guys want to see this, so I can always do another one. A video, an update video of African violets in bloom. This here is called Hunter's Vixen, and this is a semi-miniature. And you can see it's possible it's a trailing variety. It is just filled with crowns, African violet crowns. I just have a few like this that they're really difficult to separate. It's much more difficult to separate this type for me, in my experience, than like a standard size. This is just, it's not easy. But it has a real pretty single petal, single flower. So you have doubles. Like this isn't even, I don't know if this is considered a double, but you see how these are just flat? Well, this has a few extra petals in the blooms compared to this one. There are terms for all these things. I don't know all the terms, but like the frosty cherry, that was, I believe, like a double petal. It's just like a rounder, bigger flower. Anyway, so Hunter's Vixen. And then this was Arctic Frost. This is Arctic Frost. This was one I had to separate, and it's a standard size that I separated, and I can't remember what the flowers look like. I'll put it on the screen what the flowers on this one looks like. Kind of boring right now. Let's see, are there any flowers in the works? Not on that one. It's a fungus gnat. Fungus gnat. Go to the sticky trap. Land on it. Land on the sticky trap. I am noticing a few more fungus gnats lately. I guess it's the time of year for it, but no, I do not see any, I don't see any flowers getting ready to come out on this one. I think they're blue. Arctic Frost, pretty sure they're blue, if I remember right. So 2 of those that have been separated. And then, let's see, this one, this is called Buckeye Kindred Spirit. There's what the flower looks like. There's, oh gosh, I see a couple fungus gnats. I guess that's where my fungus gnat issue is coming from, that I've been seeing more lately. They're coming from the African violets, probably because they're in self-watering. And I don't use my bug stuff as much on these guys. So, my favorite bug, I like to do more of a drench style for my, I don't like to do like systemics, granules, stuff like that. What I like to do is like a drench, where you water it into your plant as opposed to, and I like that better than spraying, because I have to go outside to spray because I don't want to spray chemicals in the house. So I just like to put the bug killer in my water and water that way, and I need to do that. I need to do that again. I haven't done it for a while, like probably a month, and I think that's why the fungus gnats are making a comeback. But I use Pure Crop. That's what it's called, Pure Crop. Used to be Pure Crop 1, and then they switched it. They changed the formula a little bit, but it still works as a bug killer. And just in case you were wondering, it still works great. So anyway, Buckeye Kindred Spirit. It is a variegated leaf on this one with a pretty purpley blue flower. And then this one is an Optimara My Love, it is called. I think that one is really cute. White flower with like pinky purple center on that one, and the leaves are just a plain green, and it's cute. Again, in a couple weeks, these blooms will really be making a show, but at least you can see right there what that one's gonna look like. Optimara My Love. And then this one is always in bloom. It's a crispy dead leaf I missed the other day. This one is the, I'm drawing a blank, is it on there? I know this one. Anyway, the name will be on the screen because I can't remember, but look at, oh, that little flower broke. Look at these flowers. So cool. So a purple with pink splotches and yellow centers. Really, really cute. I really like this one. Again, we are in self-watering with this one. This was like a homemade self-watering as opposed to the others, which are actual purchased as a self-watering. So this, like this container I picked up at the thrift store. This is my own plastic nursery pot. And yeah, it works just fine. So there's that one. Okay, now I have my collection. Well, first, before we do that, so this is genetic blush, which you're gonna see, I have a few of these. This one I had to spray for powdery mildew, and I left it, I think I put it back under the lights too soon. So it messed up the leaves, so. But the flowers are pretty. Just ignore the leaves and look at the flowers, pretty pink. This one needs water. I have Harmony's Ice Maiden, which is not currently in bloom, although look, see, give it a couple weeks and it will be in bloom. I'll just do another video. We'll do another one of these. So that was the Ice Maiden, and then this is Propagation. Which one is this? Is this my Rose Bouquet? It is. This is Rose Bouquet, and it was propagated from one leaf. Rose Bouquet is a standard African violet, and I'll have to separate this one into several plants. And the mother plant, the other day, I had to repot it because it's had, you know how they get, well, you may or may not know, but when they lose lower leaves on the plant, the stem, I think they call it a bare neck. It was bare neck, so it was like sticking up. And when you have the bare neck on the African violets, you want to repot them and bury the neck where leaves used to be and no longer are. It's bare. You bury that. So that's what I recently did, and I propagated the leaves. Like I removed some of the leaves to bury it. I just had to. It's just how it works. And so I have like 10. I don't know. They may not all take, but I'll have possibly 10 propagations of that one, Rose Bouquet. I know someone was asking me for Rose Bouquet not that long ago, or asking if I would sell them a cutting or something like that. So soon, possibly, I will have, well, not soon, it'll probably be a few months, but Rose Bouquet. Beautiful one, gets beautiful rose-shaped flowers, pink, of course. Just, it's perfection. It is a perfection plant, so. That's what this is, a propagation from my mother plant that I've had growing for several months. Rose Bouquet. And then, let's see. Okay, so I have several, let me show you another propagation real quick. This is called Le Carousel. Le Carousel. It is it is multiple plants in this one. This one might be semi-miniature. I don't know. I don't remember. It's a dead leaf. Don't see any flowers coming out on this one. But yeah, this is my mother plant of this one. I think something happened to the original, and so I just propagated it. It might have gotten thrips. So I propagated the whole plant, and this is a propagation from it. And it's going to be needing water. A little bit of water left at the bottom, but self-watering. Okay, so these next ones are going to be all miniatures. I think these are all, well, these, not all of them. I have other miniatures, and I unboxed these with you guys. So this is Jersey Jackpot. Isn't that adorable? I know some of you have told me that you have a lot of trouble growing the miniatures. I haven't had trouble. The only thing I ran into was, again, flower thrips. I had issues with, like, what was it, last year? where my African violets had flower thrips. I am knocking on wood that is not going to happen this year. We'll see. So far, so good. But anyway, I had to restart a couple. I had 2 miniature African violets that I had to restart because of the thrips. So it was infested. So I just took leaf cuttings and grew out the leaf cuttings and threw out the mother plants. But yeah, other than that, I haven't been running. I don't remember what you guys said, like what problems you're having with the miniatures. If they just slowly die off, I don't know. But I keep mine in self-watering and they seem to be doing just fine. Isn't that cute? That pale pink little flower on these variegated leaves. Oh, I love this one. Jersey Jackpot. This one I told you not that long ago. I think last time I showed you this one, the flowers weren't out. They were like getting ready to start coming out. This is Jolly Jubilee, and this one's a semi-miniature. I actually wrote it on the back. I was smart and wrote it on the back. But I was really looking forward to seeing the contrast of this one. It's really pretty. Jolly Jubilee. That last one I showed you, Jersey Jackpot, is a mini. So this is a miniature. This Jolly Jubilee is a semi-miniature. This one is also semi-miniature, although it looks so miniature. It's just so little. This is Cajun's Lil Forever Blue. It's doing okay. It could look better. Like there's some leaves that look a little brown. I don't know why. Don't know. Anyway, there's that one. And then I have Rob's Scrumptious Semi-Mini. These leaves are really cute. Look at that. It's a white flower with like little pink in the center of the petals. Adorable. Doing pretty well, I would say. And I have Rob's Feffy. Oh, well, here's what, oh, gosh darn it. So this is what the flower looks like on this one. Like a pink stripe down the center of the white flowers. This is a mini. See, now this one I would think is a semi-mini, because some of my semi-minis are smaller than this mini. But I like this. I like how it's darker in the center and lighter on the outside. That's kind of cool. Might as well remove these flower stems since these are done. Removing like dying or spent flowers is good for your African violets, because then it's not going to be putting energy anymore into these dead stems. It's going to put energy into putting out more flowers, new flowers. So that's Rob's Feffy. This here is just brand new Hunter's Pew Pew. And this one was grown from a leaf. So I had ordered a few leaf cuttings off of Etsy, and the way the seller shipped them, he put them in like little vials of water, and every single one of the stems. So here, I was gonna show you what I did here. You know what, we'll take a sunny salmon. I'll take a sunny salmon leaf to demonstrate what I did. I'll do this leaf. Okay. So the person shipped me a leaf in a vial of water, and the petiole here. So this is the leaf, this is the petiole. This attaches to the stem of the plant, and I talked about the stem and the bare neck. Okay. Little anatomy there for you. So he stuck these in vials of water, and by the time it got to me, like the whole petiole here was rotted. It was soft, rotting. So I couldn't use this. I couldn't, yeah. I mean, I could use it. I didn't know at the time. There's a trick you can do. Anyway, so I contacted the seller. He refunded me, I think it was like 3 or 4 plants. He refunded the whole order. And so that was that. So what did I do? I got online and I looked up like how you can propagate an African violet with you know, only the leaf. So now you can take, apparently you can like cut this much off and just use this top and stick it in soil, kind of like begonias. Stick it in the soil and they will grow new plants. But what I read to do, and what worked on one of the plants, only one of them it worked. The other ones it did not work. But what you do, so let's just remove this stem. Let's pretend, okay, that the stem was bad. So you see in the center here of this leaf, it looks like a stem, right? So what you can do is make a new stem, basically. So it's hard for me to do this. Let me see if I can. So I'm cutting the leaf right along that stem. Cutting. So here, and then we cut here. I'm terrible at demonstrating. Like that, and like that. Oop, I'm not even in the frame. Like that, and look. So now we have a makeshift fake stem. Actually, I'm going to cut it more like there and there. So then what I'll do is I'm going to let this callus, and then I'm going to stick this into soil and propagate it. And hopefully it will work. So that's what I did with this one. It worked for this one. It didn't work for the other 2, I think, that I tried, or 1, I don't remember. But anyway, yeah. And then someone told me that you didn't even need that. You can just stick the whole leaf in the soil. But this is fun. So I made a stem, or I made a petiole on a plant that was missing a petiole. I need to remember this is sunny salmon for when I'm done with this video, and I'll pot it up. So Hunter's Pew Pew. And is that all of them here? I think. Oh no, let me show you. Okay. So this is a nasty bin. Ooh, yeah. Sorry. It was a jumping spider. Oh, come here, buddy. Real quick. I'm not afraid of jumping spiders, but I didn't know it was a jumping spider. It just was a black spider. And that freaked me out. Sorry you had to see that. Okay, here he is. I'm going to take him outside real quick because he keeps jumping. See him? Just a jumping spider. Okay. I think I got him outside. I didn't actually see him on the ground. I don't know. Maybe you'll see him crawling on me at some point here, but I think he's outside, but I'm not positive. But anyway, that's beside the point. Okay. So in this bin here, it's kind of nasty in there. I need to pot these up into self-watering pots. But this is, and I can't figure out, this is one of my miniatures that I picked up. I think it has a pink flower, and I've checked, I don't know what it's called. I don't remember what it's called. And I've checked my purchase history, like on Etsy and eBay, and I can't find it. I don't know what it is, unfortunately. So hopefully when it flowers, I can figure it out. Pretty sure it's like a pink flower, but the mother plant got thrips, so I propagated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leaves from it, and all those took. And then I did the same with this one, another miniature. This is called Hunter's Primal Scream. And this was only 3 leaves I was able to grab, and all of them have taken. So yeah. And then I do have a couple more of the Lake Carousel. Couple more propagations of the Lake Carousel in here. So that is what is in this bin that I need to work on getting those potted up. All right, I think that is it here. That is the majority of my collection. Let me set these guys back, and we'll head over to my office to see some more. Okay, so we are in my office, and this is the rest of my collection, except for 2 others. 2 others, but this is the majority. Oh, by the way, do you remember I showed you this in the last video, I think? Look, I now have two stems popping out. There was just 1, now there's 2. Strawberry begonia, not an African violet. So let's just move this up here out of the way. And while I'm up here, let me just grab this one real quick. So this here is a standard African violet, and this is the pink curls. And it is just starting to come into bloom again. There are more flowers right here again, and right here. In 2 weeks, this will be beautiful. It will be more beautiful. So we'll just have to do a follow-up video on African violet blooms. I'll just do an African violet blooms video. So all these that weren't open, you will get to see, or that are just have a couple of flowers open. All right, let's grab, so this plant right here, and this plant, and then this one way down here are all the same plant. And this one is called Purple Hog. And I have sold this one in my shop once or twice. I think just once. I only had 1 plant to sell. This one is such a thirsty one. This is a standard sized African violet, and this one absolutely needs to be up potted. It's just in like a little 4-inch pot here. It's like goes through water so fast, but fun one. So this one, typically it has pink blooms with purple splotches, but then it's been pushing out just all purple flowers also. Fun. K's. This is a K's variety, which I really love the K's variety. So that was Purple Hog. This is Purple Hog also. I'm not going to pull it out, but I'll pull it out. It's huge. It's just big. It's got some, you know, they lose their leaves. The bottom leaves they die off. That's why you end up with bare necks, because you eventually lose, you know, leaves at the bottom. But Purple Hog. And then another K's. I only have 2 K's varieties, and I'm gonna actually pull out this dying off bloom, so it can give me more beautiful blooms. This one isn't, oh, this one here also is dying off. Just getting rid of that. Actually, all these are kind of close to the end, but it's a purple or a light pink flower with purple splotches. When the blooms are fresh and new, it's much more beautiful than what it is right now. But anyway, I grew this one from a very teeny tiny little plant. K's, did I say what the name of it is? I don't think so. Fiesta Lady. K's Fiesta Lady. That one. And then a couple of miniatures for you. This one is called Chickadee Chirps. Super cute. Tiny little pink blooms on this one. Yeah, I need to water these guys. And then this one is Pixie Runaround Sport Trailing. So this one will be a trailing plant. Just picking off some of the dead lower leaves. Usually I do that when I water the plants, but when I see them, I'm just like, I just have to pick them out. Here we go. Cute. Purple with white, or white with purple. Yellow center, variegated leaf. And then, oh, and then this is a sunny salmon propagation I made. Forgot about that one. And then this is my, and it's not, I don't think it's currently in bloom, but, oh, it has one spent little flower that needs to come out. I need to pull, but this is my no ID. It's just no idea. I have no idea. It's a no ID. What this is, I found it at my local plant shop, and I think it's a trailing variety. You see the little like white splotches on it. That's from spraying it for powdery mildew. So what I do is I spray it with water and baking soda. It's a mix of water and baking soda. Works great, but it does leave little splotches on the leaves. And once you spray them, you don't want to put them back under the light or don't get sun on them, because it will damage the leaves, which I think I showed you back in the other room. I'm just pulling out some, just doing a little cleanup on this one. But yeah, it gets red flowers, tiny little red flowers, which I'm going to pull that right now because it's old. And I want to get this blooming. So maybe in 2 weeks we'll have some, although I'm not seeing any flower stems. So this one may not be flowering in a couple of weeks, but that's okay. So there's that. I'll put this one back. And then there's just one more, which is up here. And this is my mother plant of genetic blush. So you saw the genetic blush in the other room. Oh, you know what? I do have more. I have another genetic blush up here. So isn't that cute? Really pretty. Also has had to spray it for powdery mildew. Here's one of her babies right here. Getting huge. I need to up pot this one to the 4-inch size self-watering pot. Genetic blush. And then here is the other frosty cherry. So you looked at one in the other room, and I said I had a second one. This is it. I thought this one showed more white, but I guess not. It's just dark pink and lighter pink. Isn't that cute? Love it. This leaf is kind of ugly. A couple dying leaves here to pull. And this one. Yep. Frosty cherry. My backup frosty cherry. I keep a lot of backups of my plants. This one's really cute. So, okay. That's my collection. Should I just stay here and close this thing out? So, Yeah, that's my collection. I don't have a huge African violet collection. You know what? I didn't show you my Japanese. You know what? We're going to go back to the other room because I forgot I was going to show you the other. I have Japanese African violets that you need to see. So let's go back. Okay. So I have a few of these. Oh, did I say Japanese violets? They're called Asian violets. So this one is called JV Thunderbolt, and they're just like very similar to African violets, but they're just the Asian relative. And it gets, oh, let's see if I can pull it out without hurting it. Here is its bloom. It's like this trumpety, I think it gets bigger than that, but it's like a purple trumpet type flower. Very cool. But even when it's not flowering, just look at those leaves. That's silver in the center. There's another flower here. So again, in 2 weeks, and there's more down here. More back there. In 2 weeks, I'm gonna just have an explosion of blooms on my plants. This is another Asian violet, Pseudo Youngfuensis. That's what it says. Love the dark leaf on this one. And see how, can you see the like red pinkish hairs on the top of that? Isn't that cool? I never noticed that. Because I'm always looking at it top down, so I don't see. But from the side with the light shining, you can see the fuzzy purple hairs. That is so cool. Wow, wow. Are there any flowers in there? Yes, I think, possibly. I think I see, unless it's a new leaf. I don't know, it's either a future flower or a new leaf. I can't tell. I think it might be a flower. So we'll see. In 2 weeks, we'll see if this one has flowers. And then there is this one. This is a Primulina, Dale's Erotic Aroma. Look at these sweet little trumpet flowers. I'm gonna pull this leaf because it's yellowing. And then this is a dead leaf, an old leaf. Get rid of that. Oh my goodness, I love the flowers on this one. So it's a Primulina, which is not, it's related. That's why I'm showing you it. It's related to African violets. Gonna look so cute when these guys are all open. I'll show you this one again in 2 weeks. And then last but not least, this here is a Micromolaria vietnamensis. Again, very similar to an African violet, not an African violet, but related. And I don't see any flowers getting ready to come out on this one. But look at those leaves. They're amazing. So amazing. All right. I think that's it. So in 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, we will come back to this, and I will show you what is in bloom. But for now, we didn't really talk about care tips. So like I said, I put most of my African violets are in self-watering pots. They all are in self-watering pots, every single one of them, except for, okay, growing out leaves. Some of them are not. But I find self-watering to be the easiest with these guys. And then when I water them, I always use fertilizer in the water. Let me grab my fertilizer for you guys. So I use this brand, Schultz African Violet. This is liquid plant food plus micronutrients. So I do 2 of these droppers filled, 2 of these, 2 into 1 gallon of water, 2, and that's it. And I water my plants. I fill the reservoirs with that. Most of mine are under grow lights. All of them are under grow lights, basically. And humidity is not very high, 30%. What is it right now? Oh, shocking, it's 41% right now in the house. Probably because it's supposed to rain today. We're supposed to get rain today, so that's probably, there's just a lot of moisture in the air right now. So it's a little bit higher in the house. And that's basically it. I mean, I can't think of anything else. I mean, I don't do anything special with my plants. Yeah, that's it. That's it. So you can check out, I have other African violet videos if you want to check them out in my African violet playlist on my channel to see more African violet stuff. But that's my collection. That is my current collection. Hopefully I didn't miss any. I don't think I did. But yeah. So I hope you enjoyed seeing them. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. And let me know which one was your favorite. This is my favorite. Sunny salmon. But they're all pretty cool. So anyway, thank you for joining me. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.